Hey guys, welcome. I just want to say before the video that my heart goes out to all the people in Ukraine, and it's unfair for them to live in fear and not knowing when their country is safe to live and enjoy their lives back the way it used to be. Also, Plarium, the creators of Raid Shadow Legends, has a studio based in Ukraine, in Kiev, and my heart goes out to them as well. We should all be grateful that they still provide content when they don't need to. So thank you. Thank you, player. There are ways that you can help Ukraine, like with social media, with spreading the news. Or another way is by donation. You can donate from charities via DEC or Disasters Emergency Committee. Charities like the British Red Cross, Save the Children, Concern Worldwide, and Oxfam, to name a few. I am donating to DEC, Ukrainian Humanitarian Appeal, who will help their charities provide food, water, shelter and any healthcare for refugees and displaced families. I will leave a link in the description for the DEC website. If you can afford to donate, then please do. If you can't, don't worry. It's a great cause and it will help them survive during this crisis. Thank you. So, onto the video. This could potentially be a two-part because I can ramble on a bit sometimes, but this is about the campaign champs. So, let's get onto the screen. You've got campaign there. Now, you have 4 difficulties as of now in the campaign. So you've got normal, hard, brutal, and nightmare. And you have 12 different chapters, each containing 51 champs. Well, farmable champs altogether. Yes, I did count them before the video. I will only call out the decent and the good champs, and probably will likely skip over the bad ones. So, first up, I might actually butcher the chapter names, and to be fair, some of the champ names as well. But the first one is in K-Rock Castle, which you have Valerie. So, with Valerie, her A2 has increased duration of all buffs on all allies, and decreased the duration of all debuffs, which is pretty solid. She's also got a shield, which can be very useful for things like the Scarab boss. However, the shield, the value of the shield depends on her level, which personally I wouldn't even really take her to like 60, maybe 50 at a push, but I mean even 50 you won't get a huge shield. But the shield is very useful for things like the Scarab boss. So another one, I'm going to call out Conqueror. He's absolutely rubbish everywhere else, in every single content, but one. And that's only me personally, but that's only due to his A2 with his remove 2 random remove 2 random buffs from the target, which I think the very first boss in the faction wars, she puts out like loads of buffs on herself, and I can't remember what buff she puts on herself. I think it's like block debuff or something that's like incredibly frustrating and annoying. So the ability to remove her buffs has just made that boss so much easier to kill. So, but I mean, other than that, Conqueror he's terrible. So if you can get one of him, honestly, I mean, for two turn cooldown, it's not too bad to try and farm him, but yeah, only if you really need to. So the next one, I'm going to skip Series of Arnok because yeah, none of them are worth talking about. Skip the Catacombs of Narbok because same story, but Durnham Forest. Now you've got Spirit Host, which she's solid for like arena, like any content, because she puts out a block debuff and removes all debuffs, which is pretty solid. She also has a increase. She's also got an aura for like a speed in all battles for by 10%, which is not bad for. Again, it's not bad for arena. But yeah, I mean, her other abilities is not too bad. Places 50% increased attack, which again for arena, you're enabling your damage dealer to do that extra bit more damage. But that's Spirit Host. Not bad speed as well. For rare. Alright, next one is Greybeard. So, I quite like Greybeard because his A2 has an AoE freeze. His damage is based on defense, so he's a defensive champion, so he's easy to keep alive. He's got a shield and a counter attack on himself, but he's also got a provoke on his A1, so you can keep on provoking. Unfortunately, obviously, it is only one person that he provokes, but still, he's provoking. But then if someone like does an AoE and obviously it hits him and he has his counter attack on himself, he will then hit with his A1, hit with the provoke, and he could potentially provoke that enemy target. So he's also got a increased ally defense in dungeons by 30%, which is very solid. It's very high, and it's the 30% against his defense. So solid champion. Right, I'm going to skip Ferrowind's Gate because I mean you've only got 2 and they're absolutely terrible, both of them. Next one is Palace of Arabia, which Eris is very solid. Her A2, she has removes one random debuff from all allies, and then has a 60% chance of placing a 30% increased speed, which she actually has a 100% when you book her out, which is very good to put an increased speed on everyone for a 3-turn cooldown. Solid. Her passive as well is pretty solid because she's got counter attack the attacker when an ally is attacked. 1-turn cooldown, so every other turn she will keep attacking whoever is attacking one of your allies, which is not bad. and she's got a speed aura in dungeons as well, which again, not bad. A quick shout out, I would say Elfguard with A2. On a 2-turn cooldown, she can decrease the turn meter by 50%. Other than that, terrible. But, you know, it's not bad. That's why I'm only shouting her out rather than... giving her a shout out rather than saying, yeah, you need her. Till Shear, but she got no one good. Valdemar Strait? Is it Valdemar Strait? I think Valdemar Strait. Either way, no one really good. You could say that Templar is not bad. He's defense based and his damage is based defense as well. But yeah, he's got a provoke and obviously block damage, which it's not bad. It's decent, but like it's not great. He's got decreased speed on his A1, so again, not bad, but yeah, maybe a little quick shout out for Templar. But yeah, Deadlands is sort of where you want to be farming the most. Not because of the actual set, because of certain people in this squad of farmable champs. I mean, in terms of gear, you would likely want to be farming lifesteal gear, which obviously you can get that Templar if you really wanted him. And also speed gear is a very good one, so you can obviously get your Heiress and your Elfguard. And then obviously accuracy, you can get your accuracy as well. It's not a bad shout. And then crit rate set isn't that bad, which again you'd be farming for two things, like you'd be doing like two things at once. Well, actually, technically, you'll be doing three things at once, because you want to be farming for food champs, and also you want to be farming for your actual champs that you want in your squad. Also, you want to farm for your set as well, your gear sets. Anyways, back to the Deadlands. So you got Berserker, which I actually think he's not too bad. You can use the Rare Spirit Affinity in the Doom Tower, which he could be solid for because he's a decent damage dealer, and his A3 has attacks all enemies 2 times will ignore 20% of each target's defense, which pretty decent. Throw him in a stun gear, it's not bad. You got 2 times to hit the stun. So that is Berserker. Then you've got the War Maiden, the Queen herself. So you have her A3, attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense. However, when she's fully booked, which you need to fully book her, she has a 100% chance on a 3-turn cooldown, as opposed to 4-turn cooldown. 3-turn cooldown and 100% chance. As long as obviously you have enough accuracy, then she's an amazing champ. Also, Shield Guard. I like Shield Guard because he's defense based. You can keep him alive, a lot easier. His damages with based on defense as well, so he could put some form of damage. but yeah, his A2 is a AoE that fills his turn meter by 20% on each critical hit, which is not bad. On a 2-turn cooldown, that's solid. His passive as well, he can remove one debuff from himself each turn. Every other turn he will do that. It's pretty good. Now a quick shout out. He's a good champion to potentially pick up, purely because of the fact that his A2, he's got decrease enemy max HP by 15% of the damage has been dealt. That's on a 2-turn cooldown, which is solid for things like the Scarab boss. But not only that, well, obviously he can deal quite a bit of damage as well. The gear that you'll be obtaining when you're trying to farm for these champions is that the gear is the destroy set, which decreases enemy max HP by 40% of the damage dealt. Which, if we go back to Outrider, his A2, is decrease enemy max HP by 15% of the damage dealt. Which means he could potentially do 55% decrease enemy max HP if you have him in a destroy set as well. So you could be farming for this set, but you can also be getting Outrider and then throw that destroy gear set onto him, and you can do that extra little bit more damage for his enemy max HP. But again, that's mostly for Scarab than anything else. So that's the Deadlands. Godfrey's Crossing. There's not really any good champions, but I will call out Saurus. So you got his A2 is attack all enemies 2 times, and you've also got an A1 which has attack all enemies, which is not bad because he deals a decent amount of damage and he can be your campaign farmer. Obviously at the beginning you will have your starter champion as your campaign farmer. You're likely going to want to have your starter champion being in other different content rather than being like your campaign farmer. You are likely going to want to have like one sort of champion to do like one job for certain areas. Like campaign, you want like a campaign farmer, and then that's like all they're going to be doing is just campaign farming. Like Saurus, he could be a campaign farmer. Just quickly, you got oh no, don't want that. Thank you very much. You got people like Queen Ava, who actually is my campaign farmer. She's literally good at campaign farming because of her A3. That's the only place she's good for. That's the only place that she's good at. And obviously that's the only place I use her for being my campaign farmer. And obviously I'm lucky enough to actually have her so that I could use her for that. However, there is also another champion which is easier to get. Also a rare champion, Fellhound. His A1 is attack all enemies and he deals a good enough damage to one-shot everyone. But and also his speed is not too sad. He could do a 6 or 7 second campaign run. So he is very, very solid. He's easier to get than like a Queen Ava. So obviously, if you don't have Queen Ava, like it doesn't mean that you're getting a quicker campaign farmer, because Felhound he's probably one of the quickest. He's probably the quickest champion campaign farmer in the game, if I'm honest. Queen Ava can do like 7, 8, 9 seconds. It's only a little bit. It's only a little bit slower than him, but again, Queen Ava is a lot more difficult to get. No, thank you. Right, so back to the campaign. Where are we at? Yeah, so obviously that was Saurus in Godfrey's crossing. Herd halls. There's no one really good. A quick shout out to Executioner, because he isn't horrible with his decreased turn meter by 20% and decreased speed, increased defense and counterattack on him, and a chance to stun. It's not horrible, but you know, he's so. The rest of the champions are terrible. And then finally you got Brimstone Path, and easily you're going to be farming in this area a lot. Like, well, in chapter 12 in stage 3, and obviously where you got like this 7 second, it's because of my Queen Ava. And then obviously you got like, I mean at the moment I'm not using food champs, which, silly me, I should be using food champs, but I'm just using champs to farm up. Not farm up, but I'm just using champs to, you know, level them up for now. But yeah, so obviously I'm using my Queen Ava and she can do like 7 seconds. If I give the same gear that I've given my Queen Ava to Ferrohound, he could potentially do, well, it could do about 5 or 6 seconds. So yeah, but anyways, the champion we're talking about is Diabolis, which he is solid for like places like Arena, because her A3, she can fill turn meter of all allies by 15%, and also can decrease the turn meter of all enemies by 15%. So she's similar to a Lysandra, who does the exact same ability, fills turn meter and also decrease turn meter on one skill, but her one is a 30% as opposed to 15%. So yeah, and obviously the A2 attacks all enemies in places increase speed. Again, that is very solid on a 3-turn cooldown. And she has a good chunk of speed as well. She might be one of the quickest rares in the game as well. So yeah, so that's everyone, I think. Alright, so that is the end of the video, and I want to thank you again for watching and listening, and I hope that the people of Ukraine are safe and well during this terrible time. Thank you again. Bye everyone.